What's up, guys? MrGimms back again, and today I want to talk about stats in Dead by Daylight, player stats to be more precise, and a couple of other things as well. I want to talk about the Steam stats and how they're going, but also some stats that maybe a lot of people have missed. We'll get to that. But first, let's take a look at the current player base Steam charts for Dead by Daylight, shall we? And yeah, it's not doing too good. It's still falling. I mean, we're in the new 30 days now of April. March has happened and it saw a drop again. Peak players went up by about 1,000, but the average player base went down about 2,000. 2,000. No, 36,000, 34,000. We're just going to say averages. I'm not going to bloody go into the hundreds and 50s and all that crap. But then the last 30 days, which is into April and out of March, it's been 34,249. So it's less of a decrease than it's seen in a while, but it's still a decrease. And I know a lot of people focus on these Steam charts because it's sort of like the native sort of platform for Dead by Daylight. It's how Dead by Daylight started. It's where it started. And, you know, obviously it's branched out from then. We can't find anything out about the Xbox player base, how many is on there. We can't find out what's going on with PlayStation or Switch or Stadia, which is like 4 people. But I have managed to come across some interesting stats for Epic Games. And I'd like to thank Polyester for this, for sharing this along a couple of days ago. I've been extremely busy with work, so I haven't had a chance to go over it and thoroughly analyze it. But here's an article that Paulie shared to me from Game Tyrant, and this was around about when the Ringu was released. The trailer to Ringu was released. Remember how they dropped a really super early trailer for her? Well, this was an article I wanted to share with you guys from Game Tyrant. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of you would have seen this. I certainly did not see it before Paulie showed it to me. Let's go through it. There's some interesting things here. So I'm not going to read it all, but we'll read the main things, right? Dead by Daylight is giving back to their players. I mean, I find that pretty funny, but let's keep going. Since Dead by Daylight's recently released chapter Portrait of a Murder, again, I'm saying it's just before, you know, it's obviously when they released the trailer of Ringu, which was not far after Portrait of a Murder, as performing so well, the team over at Behavior Digital wanted to give it back to their players with both gifts and statistics tell all. While they did post all of their information for the latest chapter in their detailed blog post, which includes the behind-the-scenes video above, here are the top 10 numbers unveiled for game overall statistics. 48 million new record of Dead by Daylight players across all platforms. That is incredible. Now remember, this number encompasses people who currently play, people who have played, and people who do not play anymore and have uninstalled. It just counts one player when you pick up the game. So, you know, 48 million is a lot of people. 3 million approximate number of players from Spanish-speaking countries in Latin America. 2 million new record-breaking daily average players, all platforms included. So that's 2 million people have logged in a day. That is ridiculous. That's an average across all platforms. So where are these coming from? Let's continue. Number of players from Mexico, 760,000. It's pretty big. Number of players from Chile is 230,000. 100,000 number of concurrent users who played Dead by Daylight on the Epic Games Store over the first weekend the game was available. Now, this is really surprising to me for a couple of reasons. Number one, holy shit. Opening weekend, 100,000 players have downloaded and played Dead by Daylight on the Epic Games Store. Obviously, that number doesn't exist anymore. They probably wouldn't have retained 100,000 people. But if they were to retain like 20,000 people, 30,000 people, that's massive. 100,000 people is not something to frown on. Like, that is a big number. But what's interesting to me is why people did that. Because it was already available on Steam for all this time. So you could presume that if you're going to go play it on Epic Games Store, why didn't you just try it on Steam if you were that interested before? Now, I know that it was free on the Epic Games Store for the first week, I believe. I could be wrong about that. And there's also a little bit of a look around with some of the bots and everything else getting free accounts, and possibly a lot of bots got free accounts and could misconstrue the numbers a little bit. But still, all that aside, 100,000 people claiming a copy on the first weekend. That's massive. 217 number of days required to create Portrait of a Murder, which equals a total of 22 years of work if one person were to create the chapter alone. That's pretty ridiculous as well. Jesus Christ. 100 number of developers who worked on the development of Portrait of a Murder. All right. 7 number of creative steps required for iterating the gameplay mechanics as well as the visuals for each character before they're released. Fair enough. 4 number of Latin American characters in Dead by Daylight: Carmina Mora, Jane Romero, Jonah Vesquez, and Ace Visconti. I can never say that properly. I'm an idiot. Hang on, what? Ace Visconti is Latin American? Huh. The more you know. But yeah, this maybe teaches me something that I didn't really think about earlier, is we do hold the Steam charts to a higher level because we think, it's the native platform in which Dead by Daylight started, so we should continue to see massive growth and massive numbers in it. But really, at the end of the day, there's all these other platforms, and 100,000 on Epic Game Store alone. I mean, I know, again, it hasn't retained that, but that's still so big. And while I just wish we could count the numbers and average and peak player base on all platforms, I think it would give us a bigger picture. But that definitely goes to show there's still a lot of people playing this game. 2 million for the average login. That's massive. That in comparison to, 53,000 peak players in the last 30 days, sorry. That's massive. So when somebody asks me, is Dead by Daylight dying? No, it's not dying. Definitely not dying anytime soon. That is a massive, player base. But I think we're holding Steam charts maybe to a little bit too harshly. It might be the native platform, but at the end of the day, people have moved on. It's become massively popular on Xbox and PlayStation, massively popular on Epic Games Store, probably more popular than Steam, you know what I mean? Well, obviously. But yeah, I just wish we could see everything together and get a much clearer picture. And obviously, at the end of the day, I don't know if these stats are real. This is what Dead by Daylight's chosen to share with this particular article. I'm going to take them at their word for this, but I guess we'll see. But what do you guys think about these stats? Have you seen these? What do you think? Do you think this could be a little bit misconstrued? Do you think there's something going on? Or do you think this is legit? I mean, I don't know, man. 100,000 in the first weekend. I don't know why they would say that unless it was legit. Thanks again, Polyester, for sharing this. And guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you do want to see more content on DBD and information. As always, hit the notification bell. We're here every week. We stream on Twitch every week. Check us out in the links in the description. And I hope you guys have a great day. See you in the stream right now if you want, because I'm live. Come on over. All right. See you later.